The Proton X50, one of the models they launched about 6 odd months ago on the return to South Africa. Now this is the crossover SUV coupe model in the range. It's very, very definitely the sporty model in the range, and that's made very, very clear and obvious by the tapering at the rear end over here of the crossover of the SUV. You can see where it comes back down over here. Being the premium model, you can see the two-tone coloring, the black on the top with the roof rail, things like that that just stand out very, very quickly and tell you this is a sporty car. Red brake calipers, for example, they are stressing and telling you they want this one to be the sporty one in the family. Come around to the front, and again notice the red line over here under the Proton badge and the carbon fiber effect on this front splitter, for example. So these are all little signals telling you I am sporty. LED headlights as well that are obviously auto function on the top models. Now, I say it is sporty because there are 4 models in the range, and it starts with the standard model, which has the same 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine designed by Volvo, just to tell you, but in the lower 3 models gives you 110 kilowatts, 225 newton meters. In this top premium version, it adds direct injection to go up to 130 kilowatts and 255 newton meters of torque, driving the front wheels through a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Now let's just take a look at the accommodation, because that is going to be important to you. Pop open the back door, let me jump in and tell you immediately, driver's seat, which is electrically adjustable on the top model, again only, but set for myself, tons of legroom. Headroom is okay without being exceptional, but it's certainly okay. And look here, 2 USBs at the back and aircon vent. So that's useful to know. If you want it for the family, that's what you want to know. The headroom, well, I can tell you it's no worse than any of the competitors in that market segment. So I'm certainly not going to complain about that. Come round to the back. You've got a very significant spoiler over the top of the rear end over here, at the top of the rear hatch. And let's open up the boot, which is not powered, but so what? I'm not going to climb in today, but I can tell you this is about a 1.5 Allen boot. I won't complain about that. And you can see you've got your tools under here, and then you have to lift there, and you have a space saver spare wheel down below. So just interesting feature. And they even give you a little first aid kit with the car as well. You can obviously drop the rear seats 2/3, 1/3, you expect that, and you can have as much load space as you want. Very neat rear end, you can see it. 4 nice tailpipes over there to tell you again this is the sporty version. So let's check it out on the road. We'll show you the interior. You can see for yourself.
My name is Michael Pashut, and I'm the proud owner of Change Cars and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. But I'm even prouder today to say that I work with Alan Rosenmeyer from Motor Matters, better known as the man with a hat. If you're looking for the best reviews on all new vehicles, Motor Matters. If you're looking for the best deals on new or used cars, changecars.co.za, where every car is sold by a 5-star rated manufacturer approved dealer.
Cruising around in the suburb as we always do, I can tell you the car is smooth, it is comfortable. It's got a very sporty feel to it, which actually is totally in keeping with the styling, with the type of car it is and everything in that sort of sense. So it really makes the fun car that the X50 is designed to be. This 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo engine, it's peppy. It's obviously, as a 3-cylinder, it's buzzy as well, but again, that's part of the character, part of the personality, and it's what makes an engine like this really work and make it fun as far as I'm concerned. But you can also obviously just potter around in the neighborhood and just cruise along and do your thing. So you've got your choices. which way you want. But again, because this is the premium model, it's got all the spec, it's got all the luxury, it's the fully loaded version. And in this particular case, I can tell you that the fully loaded version is definitely the one I would want. There is no doubt about that. And it gives you so many extra things, so many extra bits and pieces. You can see it's a pretty smooth ride. This road, they've patched the potholes at last, but it's not in the best condition in the world. And you can see it, you can feel it, but it handles it smoothly, it handles it nicely. You can change even, you've got your multi-mode transmission, a sport mode, etc., on that 7-speed dual clutch auto. But what's interesting is you can also set the steering mode to sporty or lighter, etc., etc. So it's got things like that as well on this version, and I keep stressing that. So it is really nice and pleasant and easy and things like that. Makes life nice. It's a great car for this kind of driving. We're going to see what it's like on a 3-point turn. Unfortunately, a lot of bins in the way, but let's have a look and see what it's going to do. Not going to make it today, I'm afraid. But put it in reverse, and of course you've got your 360-degree and overhead cameras. Very clear. The pixels are great. It's really clear cameras. I like that fact. And that's something, again, that is important. But there you go, not very difficult. Done the 3-point, and we're back moving along. So it really comfortable, easy, and whether you're on the freeway, open road, or around suburbia, I can tell you it is quite a pleasure to drive. Starting off behind the wheel, as we always do over here, you can see we've done 372 kilometers on this test, and you've got obviously your full TFT instrumentation, very comprehensive. You can press the button. Interesting, you press the button at the end of the stalk over there, not a button on the steering wheel, but I mean, that's just something. Average fuel consumption, 8.6 liters per 100. Now, let me put it into context. First of all, we've done very little freeway driving in this car. It's mainly been suburban, urban. We didn't get to do a full-on road trip, so it would have come down a lot. The second thing is, I've enjoyed the power. I've really enjoyed the power and performance on this engine. So allow for that, and I think that also gives you a reason. But I'm sure this is probably as bad as it can get on this car, and I'm sure a lot of people will do a lot better than that. Then just carry on scrolling. I want to show you a few other things quickly. Distance to empty it gives you, and another one that actually is very important is your tire pressure monitor. And why I say it's so important is we did actually pick up a slow puncture during this test, and guess what? It helped me out, it warned me, and that's how I knew we had a problem. So it's got all of those things that all are useful. Of course, you've got your multifunction steering wheel, as you'd expect, all your controls over here for your sound system, etc. And on this side, now, why I keep saying, and why I will keep stressing in this video, the value of the premium model as opposed to the other 3 models in the range, because these controls over here are for your adaptive active cruise control. And let me tell you, that is really a good system. It works as an urban cruise control. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, it can work at speeds of around 30 kilometers an hour. It can work in traffic. You come to a car stopped in front of you, it will actually slow down and stop behind the car at a stop street or a robot. And then when the car in front of you pulls off, you just double tap on the control, on the one button over there, on that cruise control button, and it pulls off and then carries on at the speed you've set it to run at. I think that's pretty neat, pretty nice. So it's features like that that come in on this top model. I'm going to keep on stressing about the features on the premium model. You'll see what I mean. Looking at the infotainment screen, well, the executive and the premium models have the 10.25-inch screen. The lower models have an 8-inch screen. It's things like that you'll pick up that are differences. It depends how important those are to you, but I'm just mentioning it for you. Notice the dual colors and the different colors on the dash, on the top, on the trim. You've got the burgundy color, you've got this sort of brushed aluminium. It looks very good. And you've got the floating dual level console over here, with a nice grab handle for your passenger as well if they want it. USB for the front is down at the bottom on the lower console. We can't show you that on the camera, don't worry. Nice, you've got proper controls for your aircon system, and a traditional, can I call it, shifter for your 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Smooth, comfortable, nice. I like it. And of course, we showed you just now, but your camera system that I think really works well and is a very good system, very clear. I like that as well. You come down below the gear shift, of course, the important buttons are here. Eco and Sport, I mentioned to you just now, and you press Sport, it does give you a little kick up the butt, changes the mapping and things like that. Again, important features. You've got a hill descent control, that's your cameras, and of course that is, again, I haven't used it on this test, but it does have the auto parking, the self-parking feature on this car as well, which I just somehow never get round to using. Don't ask me why, just one of these things with me. And then, of course, over there, your electronic parking brake, and if you want to switch off the stop-start system. Taking a look at the seats, for example, you can see really nicely bolstered, sporty seats, leatherette trim, and the dual color with the burgundy on the top model again. These are all things you want to see, you want to know. Now, what does the premium give you over and above some of the other models in the range? Well, the first thing, and this is a critical feature, is the engine. Although it's the same 1.5 litre 3-cylinder designed by Volvo, don't forget, it goes to direct injection as opposed to just normal. So that's one feature. And what that does is it ups your power from 110 kilowatts to 130, from 225 newton meters to 255 newton meters of torque. So this one's really the sporty, responsive, reactive model in the range. And of course I like that and I enjoy that, because that's what I'm about. Let's be honest, practical but fun. Then you get features like, and I'm just mentioning some of them, your full cruise control, that active cruise control that I mentioned just now, that is so important. But you also get lane departure, lane warning, lane keep, all what they term the ADAS system. Now that is only on the premium model. Please keep that in mind. You don't get the full suite on the lower, on any of the others, not even the executive. And that is quite an important fact to me, because I would like that. And then you do get the panoramic roof again, only on the premium model. That one is something you can decide on. Auto wipers, for example, auto headlights, again, are features of the executive model. Now, the point being, they all have similar. They all come with a 5-year unlimited kilometer warranty, but it comes down to price, doesn't it always? And I'm just going to take a look at a little bit of information here. You can get into the range at $449,900 for what they call the standard. The luxury jumps to $500, $535 for the executive, and $579,900 for the premium as we're in now. I'm going to make a call over here and say to you, I would either go for the base one at $450 or the premium at $580. And I would discount the middle two, because money counts, money talks, we all know that. And if you are totally buying on money, you still get the 5-star ASEAN NCAP rating on the full range, so keep that in mind. But I would then want all the safety suites plus the extra luxuries, etc., and I jump straight up to the top model. But that's me. It would be for you to decide something like that. But something else just to point out to you that I find very, very interesting, something unusual on this particular test car. It's got 45,000 kilometers on the clock already. Now, I normally get cars with less than 10,000. And for those who say this is a new brand, etc., what's it going to be like longer term? Well, no rattles, no squeaks, nothing falling off. It feels good, it feels solid, and it feels just like most cars that I drive with less than 10,000 kilometers on the clock. So that, to me, speaks volumes. You can decide how you feel and how you interpret it for yourself. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor, and I'll see you next time.